Amazing. All right, and finally, we have the 2016 Adventure of the Year presented by Nexen Tire. And these guys, I mean, it's just unbelievable. These journeys have taken these teams from the Arctic through deep tropical jungle, across entire continents. I mean, the spirit of expedition is certainly very, very strong with these guys. It is just incredible and very, very inspiring, the feats that they managed to pull off. And here we have the nominees for Expedition of the Year.
Expedition of the Year, presented by Nexen Tire. Svalbard Island Circumnavigation. Late last summer, New Zealand sea kayakers Jamie Sharp and Tara Mulvaney teamed with PG Porsanger of Norway for a first ever 1,370-mile circumnavigation of Norway's remote Svalbard archipelago. In 71 days marked by Arctic gale force winds, thick fog, and debris-choked water, the team's route included a 43-mile, 15-hour crossing as well as a 26-hour push across the 100-plus mile cliff front of Europe's largest glacier. And polar bears. Lots of polar bears. Blue Gold Paths. A group of 6 strangers from Quebec. Jeremy Belair, Valerie Jolicoeur, Martin Trahan, Julien Bilodeau, Penelope Germain Chartrand, and Annick Chamlian left Montreal seeking to retrace historic Voyager routes, and after traversing 3 of 4 Canadian watersheds over 6 months, 4,500 miles, and 117 portages, the crew made it to the frozen waters of the Northwest Territories' Mackenzie River. Rediscover North America. In 8 months, the 6-man team of Winchell Delano, John Caveney, Dan Flynn, Jared Moore, Adam Trigg, and Luke Kimmis traveled south to north across the U.S. and Canada, starting with 2,000 wintry miles upstream on the Mississippi River from the Gulf of Mexico, and finishing 5,200 miles later in the deep wilds of Arctic Canada at the mouth of the Coppermine River, after 245 days of classic canoe voyaging. Grand Canyon Pacific. Last summer, expedition kayakers Ben Stokesbury, Chris Corbulic, Pedro Oliva, and Ben Marr attempted a first descent down 3,000 feet of Papua New Guinea's remote Barraman River. In 13 days, the crew paddled, portaged, and rappelled a never-paddled 31-mile section from jungle to sea, including a 12-mile, 12-day crux section marked by 13 unscoutable, 4,000-foot deep gorges. Expedition of the Year, presented by Nexen Tire.
All right. And our Expedition of the Year, presented by Nexen Tire, who I see also gets a free pair of tires. It's pretty nice. It's about to get crazy. Rediscover North America!
We like to joke a lot that this can be referred to as the Take Time Off from Your Job award as well. Seeing as how the last one was 4.5 months and this one was 8. So we have a lot of people to thank, obviously. But before we get to that, I do want to say something about the trip. As much of an adventure as it was, we're hoping that the documentary can tell that story here in a few weeks, which is going to come out. I will let people know when that does, but really the trip, as much of an adventure as it was more about the people we met along the way and the kindness that we were shown and the support. We couldn't have done it without the people who helped us from the Gulf all the way to the Arctic. And so this award is for them as much as it is for us. And so I just want to say thank you to them. There's way too many to name. Before we wrap this up, there's five of us here where I want to say a couple things. I want to thank our sponsors, Petra Hilleberg, the Hilleberg family, Hilla Crew, Wind Paddle Sales. They're with us in 2011 before anybody had a reason to believe in us. And newcomers, Astral, Big Agnes, Bare Naked, Shred Ready, and of course Canoe and Kayak for helping us tell the story, get it out there to people, and share the whole experience. And the last thing I want to say is to thank my parents, Steve and Patty, Steve's here today. Patty's back at home, but without you guys, and I don't mean this in a biological sense, none of this would be possible. So thank you, and thank everybody here. And I think we have a couple other things that these guys want to say, but it's awesome. Thank you.
Pass the paddle. I'd like to thank my family and friends, and my girlfriend as well, but also all our sponsors. Thank you.
I just want to say thanks to all the supporters out there. You all know who you are. One being Dale Sanders, helped us out real early on, and congratulations, Dale, to yourself.
I want to thank everybody that voted. It was awesome. And Dan Flynn, who could not make it tonight, would not have done that trip without him, the sixth member.
Thank you, Canoe and Kayak, family and friends. Let's have a great night tonight. Let's party it up and have a good time. That's what we always like to do. That's how we got through 8 months, so let's try to imbibe that spirit tonight.